What up guys, it's Rob Mall for Life here today, and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be reacting to another Saiyan Scholar video called Ultra Instinct is Awful. This should be part 3 of the Moro arc. Now the first 2 parts have been doing pretty good on my channel. Actually all of the Saiyan Scholar videos that I've reacted to, especially the ones from the Dragon Ball Super side, have done pretty well, and I'm still planning on stop watching his channel or reacting to it when he's done with the series, because I enjoy the series, but I don't want to make all my videos just, reacting to his and taking his content and stuff. But I just want to do a couple of these because I thought they were pretty interesting and I could have interesting topics about it or conversations about it. And I see that you guys clearly also enjoy watching it. These were one of my highest viewed videos. So thank you to that. But yeah, I'm going to be... if he does do the granola arc, I'll check it out, but once when that's done, then I won't be watching his videos for a while, unless if there's video you guys want me to watch of his. But yeah, if there's any other suggestions for like topics or ideas or things I can do with my channel or video, other channels I can react to or like videos I can react to, give it to me. I'll definitely take a look, because I just want to produce the most favorite content that you guys would want, content that you would like to watch and see. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it.
We now enter the final chapters of the Moro arc, where Dragon Ball Super hits some incredible new highs. I just want to thank you so much for your support on this series, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to help break the limits of the algorithm. And finally, this is the manga only. Make sure you've kept up with the previous parts of this scale instead of jumping straight in, otherwise things get really confusing. One thing you should know about Goku vs Moro is that a stamina conserving Ultra Instinct Saiyan fights Moro in a generally close battle, Goku having a slight edge in speed, but Moro powers up to full, and Goku utilizes the maximum power of his Ultra Instinct Saiyan. And this is where Moro's true power is shown to be above Ultra Instinct Saiyan. They start off similar, but Goku loses an edge due to the energy instability of the UI Saiyan, to the point Goku even tries to do that Kaioken-like stunt, which he did in the Tournament of Power, here combining a possible 2x amp, to which Moro takes on the chin and responds with an angry mouth blast. So this is where Moro's power now lies. After absorbing planet after planet after planet over the months, and plot and power creeps obviously, Moro and UI Saiyan right now blitz every known power in the Tournament of Power, including Jiren and the silver-haired UI back then, which will now make the Moro arc silver-haired Ultra Instinct even more awful when it arrives. And by awful, I don't mean that in the bad sense. I mean what awful truly means, and that is tough, unpleasant, gruesome, distressing, horrifying. Yes, that's how Moro is going to feel. It's a nasty level of power. Honorable mention to Super Saiyan Blue evolved Vegeta after his Yardrat training. An absolute powerhouse, and he's not even Ultra Instinct. Super Saiyan Blue evolved Vegeta takes on Moro when Moro initially receives a big punch from Vegeta. So right at the beginning of their battle, Moro is around 1.75 times after being punched off his spot and grinding through the ground. He even braces for impact, which is complementary to Vegeta's raw strength now. From here on, the gap shrinks and then favors Vegeta due to the Spirit Fission. Remember when I said the power creep for Goku was over 300,000 times stronger after training with Merus? Well, Vegeta has grown around 90 million times stronger from training with the people of Yardrat. Vegeta's base over 250 times stronger than base Goku, until obviously the next arcs, where they get reset once again in typical Dragon Ball Super fashion. And Goku had triple the time in the time chamber for training compared to Vegeta. You want a prodigy? That's it right there. Vegeta. Shame this arc didn't have Vegeta be the one to defeat the old goat Moro, because everything from here screams Perfect Cell. And it all starts with Moro eating OG7.
That scene where he ate him was like really crazy. He could have just absorbed him, but he ate him like straight up whole, which is crazy. But the reason why I paused it is he's saying that Vegeta got that insanely powerful, so he got even more than Goku. But I guess he had, if you think about it logically, it doesn't make sense, since Goku trained with an angel and in the hyperbolic time chamber for 3 years, and he just trained with the Yardrats. But I think it's because of the skill, the potential gap. Goku already had a high potential pulled out of him, whereas Vegeta, he had to surpass it to match up to what's the thing called, Ultra Instinct, because he has Ultra Instinct Sign and he has Ultra Instinct Omen, and he only had Blue evolved, which is just a stronger version of Super Saiyan Blue, which at this point Goku surpassed it with multiple other forms, and Kaioken times 20 I think is where they match up anyway in that regard. So yeah, Vegeta needed a bigger boost. I think that's the only reason. It wasn't a logical reasoning, it was just simply, Goku's, has all these other forms, and we need Vegeta to get stronger, but we're not going to give him other forms. So what we're going to do is simply just increase his power significantly. And that's the one thing I did like about the, Granola arc, is that he trained under Beerus, so it made sense why he got stronger. And also they gave him a new form or a new ability that Goku didn't have, which made him more unique and made more reasonable why he got so powerful. Not just he got stronger, but he got like a new ability, form itself. And I know people talk about that Spirit Fission is one of his abilities, but still it shouldn't be enough to give him such an edge in power. Though I do think it does help out against somebody like Moro, who absorbs energy and negates that. So yeah.
3. Yes. Eaten. It's stated Moro's power goes back to normal. No. Bigger than ever. Because of Goku's initial assessment of Moro's energy being initially close to the original reading it once was, I have to go with Moro being 1.25 times stronger than before, after Goku reassessed. From here, I'm not splitting Moro's power up between raw power versus magic power anymore. He's just going to be one solid power because he essentially now gets portrayed as a generic threatening villain. This is the moment where everyone gangs up on Moro with a surprise team attack and Goku blasts his arm off. But similar to Zamasu, whereas we know surprise attacks in Dragon Ball Super, if your guard's down, you're worm food. Unless you've got regen. There's the writer's intention of having Moro get surprised, only for it to lead to something which is a phenomenal piece of art where his regenerated arm impales Goku, so I don't count these surprise teamwork attacks to put Goku's power above Moro. Merus is pretty damn impressive, to the point he takes on Moro in equal combat without even resorting to angel abilities. The first time he does resort to angel abilities is where he draws his angel staff, and that's when Merus' downfall begins. But the fact Merus, without angel abilities, is able to match the power and speed of 400 Undercillion is absolutely insane. Give or take, it's close to 400 Undercillion. That's my take on it. But when Merus does activate his angel abilities, he then begins to disappear. In the time Merus is fading away, he destroys Moro's crystals with ease, and in order to complete the Ultra Instinct training for Goku, the final trigger, and to teach Goku some valuable lessons. How strong is Angel Merus' full capabilities? Well, we will find out soon enough. Goku then becomes perfected Ultra Instinct. Let's just call it Ultra Instinct. I'm sick of applying things like perfected and mastered, when there's still a lot of work to be done obviously. Moro 7-3 falls apart. There's nothing he can do against Ultra Instinct. As I said, the power of Ultra Instinct is awful. Moro even powers up further than before, so another 1.25 times increase, but still nothing compared to Ultra Instinct. But hey, he gets a senzu bean and Merus' abilities by getting his hand back, so that's good, right? When Angel Moro fights the Silver UI Goku, it's stated to be initially equal before Moro's body starts to break down, where he then has to become one with the planet in order to endure the power for a little while longer before he explodes from the overload of being above his body's limits. The peak absorbed Angel power and Ultra Instinct of Merus is pretty much equal to Ultra Instinct Goku, even when Moro is a planet, as Goku can parry his power, but Moro is still able to hit Goku, so it's still equal. Now what we all know is that Merus is not on the same level as Whis. There's different tiers of angels, and Merus is bottom of the ladder, but what we do know is Merus' angel buff, because when he fought Moro without angel abilities, he was still in Ultra Instinct because it's a passive state angels are in. Ultra Instinct is not just for angels, it's a state of being. The Ultra Instinct multiplier given to Goku here, in this scale, doesn't work the same as with Merus due to its passive state and levels of it. It gets complex, but Merus' angel amp from his passive state of UI is 640,000 times, as that's the increase Moro needed to match the Silverhead UI. Remember, this doesn't apply to Whis or the other angels, but if you want a glimpse of where we can even begin to put Whis, then let's have some headcanon fun of what it could be at least. So Whis' non-angel abilities make him able to finger block Planet Moro and therefore able to finger block UI Goku, whilst not prioritizing combat. Instead, he's simply talking to Goku and finger blocking Moro. That is insane. So Whis' non-combat state is at least 2 times Ultra Instinct Goku and Moro here, because he's so chilled, blocking a giant attack. Now imagine from there you increase Whis' power for combat purposes, and then apply an Angel Amp from there. Remember, if we have Merus' Angel Amp at 640,000 here in this scale, just try to imagine what Whis' full Angelic Amp is. Potentially millions, and he's already tiers above UI Goku by simply talking to him. Whis could very well be millions stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku and Moro, and the Grand Priest could, in similar pattern, be millions stronger than Whis. We're talking octodecillions here, if not higher, just by simply guessing through Merus' power-ups. It's just busted, and pretty much sums up why it's forbidden for these angels to fight using their full power. Ultra Instinct Goku fails against Moro, and Moro absorbs the power of Ultra Instinct Goku and much more around him. So for this, let's go with what actually matters right now. Moro's power essentially doubles by taking UI Goku's power. So I'll go with close to a 90% absorption rate, like I did before with Moro's absorptions, because Goku's still got some life left in him. Now here's where things get wacky. You see, when Goku was depleted, Vegeta gathered energy from himself and the remaining fighters to give to Goku. The power of Vegeta was the last amounts of Super Saiyan Blue evolved. Bear in mind, Vegeta already said he was weakened, but he was still in Super Saiyan Blue evolved, as when power drops too much, they change forms as shown previously. Here, Vegeta's Blue evolved could be around 25% of its regular power. Combining that with everyone else, Vegeta's power is still pretty much the main bulk of energy given to Goku, which grants Goku power to use a Super Saiyan Blue perfected form. This is once again drained by Moro. Goku still doesn't have the power to go Ultra Instinct, but I want you to think about that for a moment. Not even Vegeta's full Blue evolved power would be enough for Goku to go Ultra Instinct due to the raw difference in multipliers. So let's talk about Oob. Oob gives up some of his power which Goku absorbs and showcases a power above Planet Moro's current power. He overwhelms him by at least a tier. Oob gives energy effortlessly. It's a small amount of his power, it's just unknowingly. So maybe you don't want to hear this, but this is my take on it. A portion of Oob's power is stronger than Vegeta's maximum power, and the raw untrained power of Oob is stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku's previous maximum power, as it supercharged Goku to go beyond his regular Ultra Instinct.
This is where I have problems with Saiyan Scholar, is a lot of times he takes these things and he over-exaggerates them or blows them out of proportion. It's like, maybe the writers just wrote it just simply like, oh, let's introduce Oob since, you know, in the end of Z, he's supposed to be there, so let's introduce him this way and have him help out without actually being there, and then we can set up for the future, so it's going to be a future plot where he shows up later on and then Goku trains him saying, hey look, you had a lot of potential, you helped me out before. That's the only reason that happened. It wasn't a power scaling thing. What he's saying is, Oob, without even fully, you know, utilizing or controlling his power, is above Blue evolved Vegeta, and could surpass, you know, Ultra Instinct Goku and stuff with of his powers realized or whatever. I do not agree with that. I think it was simply just the writers saying, hey, let's introduce him because we know he's going to be towards the end as a little fun surprise. Also, it can showcase like, hey, he helped out and stuff. And we know when it comes to Genki, the power system can get very confusing because unlike regular Ki, which is basically just, you know, regular energy, Genki is a lot different. I'm pretty sure the energy he was absorbing was not his, you know, power, but basically his life energy that he was giving him. Like when he gave it to Frieza, that doesn't seem like it was just pure energy. It seemed more like it was Genki. So he gave him like health energy to survive and stuff. So yeah, it's probably more complex than that, but also I don't think the writer, like Toritaro, was taking that into consideration or putting that into effect and saying, oh, he's this powerful. I just think this is over exaggeration on his part, or, you know, misunderstanding of what the point was for what happened in that scene.
Limits. So recontextualize the end of Z however you want, but based on the manga only of Dragon Ball Super, it did better than Blue Evolved Vegeta. How could Oob provide the power for Ultra Instinct if he's the reincarnation of Buu, where that kid Buu only had a tiny drop of the Grand Supreme Kai's god power, where even the buff Buu defeated the Grand Supreme Kai years ago? How can the reincarnation of Buu have the power to fuel Ultra Instinct? Well, it just is what it is. If you want to enjoy a good story, ignore power scales and creeps in Dragon Ball. These guys don't write with a power scale in mind, but if you want an inverse headcanon reason, how about because Oob is the reincarnation of Buu, but with a slight twist, where he evolves differently and he possesses different potential with the god power that was reincarnated, because that's what it appears to be. Oob is not just a reincarnation, but a supercharged human prodigy. Think about it, the full god power that was inside the Grand Supreme Kai couldn't beat Moro Prime 10 million years ago, but a drop of his god power left that went into Buu, it can supercharge characters way stronger than the Grand Supreme Kai, such as Ultra Instinct Goku and Planet Angel Moro. It's just whatever. It happened. In terms of Goku's new highest power, I've said it in the past with examples that when fighters, particularly Goku, absorb power greater than their own limits, they have proven time and time again they can make that power their own, where they either just simply absorb the raw power or have it break their own limits. I could give you 5 or 6 different examples of this, like I've mentioned in previous videos, but I won't waste any more video time. You'll have to research that part yourself. Now, in terms of Goku absorbing Vegeta's Blue Evolved power, it wouldn't break the limits of Goku's own inferior Super Saiyan Blue perfected power because the dose he had doesn't exceed the maximum capabilities of his strongest power, Ultra Instinct. It's more so he's refueled enough to go blue, but not enough to go UI. It's that simple. If Vegeta gave Goku a power higher than Ultra Instinct, then that's a different story to Goku's overall base power growth.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's thinking that the exact amount of energy you give is the exact amount of power that you have. So like, if you give somebody blue evolved, like if Vegeta gives his full power as blue evolved, then that means that he gets the total sum of that energy that equates to blue evolved. But it's possibly not like that, because a Genki, like I said, is different than that, is more unique, where it doesn't... The reason why Toriyama wrote it that way is so just for in case, you know, he doesn't have to make it consistent. He can make it whatever he wants, and just you know, it's just for plot convenience. Let's be honest, that power-ups like from that is just a plot convenience thing. It's not a thing that you should take literal. So I wouldn't take it too much with, you know, a grain of salt that, oh, this means that, unless if they're exactly that's what they're stating. Because let's say in the future we do have, you know, Oob showing up. Then if that was the case, then Oob needs to show a level of that, a power of that magnitude. If he doesn't, then this all falls apart.
So the gap between Goku and Vegeta's base forms has now closed from Vegeta being 250 times stronger to now being 100 times stronger. Again, like I said, I wouldn't worry about this. Base forms are typically reset at the beginning of each new arc. But the pattern I always find at the end of each arc is Vegeta always has the better base form, but Goku's always the strongest high end because he has the strongest transformation. I almost forgot about Beerus. Let's talk about him. He actually decides to get involved in this fight, insisting he's doing a favor for these guys. Beerus also says this is a special case where he will lend a hand and insists he will make it quick so the other gods of destruction don't see this happening. Beerus breaks the scale and leapfrogs everyone so far in order to satisfy the plot that Beerus is still a top dog. He even stands and watches the silver-haired Ultra Instinct in action, giving it a rare show of respect and also analyzing the fight in a way that has Beerus not get overwhelmed by the performance of the silver-haired Ultra Instinct surpassing him. He portrays something like a master being impressed by his student, so this is why Beerus' behavior seeing Ultra Instinct, as well as his confidence in the whole situation with Moro, still has Beerus above the silver-haired Ultra Instinct. He is a moving goalpost, but as I said previously, come up with whatever reason in verse you want. He trains off screen, he gets stronger when he sleeps, whatever. With the information we have in the manga and the implications, I'm comfortable putting Beerus even higher than the final levels of power of Goku and Moro here in the manga. And then even more than Ultra Instinct Goku in the Granola arc if necessary due to the strong bond between Beerus and the plot. The power creep for Beerus is...
I mean, nothing in the, you know, the story contradicts Beerus' power. People have been assuming themselves, like when Goku got the Kaioken times, you know, 10 mixed into a Super Saiyan Blue, they're like, oh look, he's scared. But it's like, he was more worried that, oh, Goku can do stuff like this, that he could bridge the gap at some point easier. He didn't expect him to do stuff like that. It wasn't the fact that he was scared. He's like, oh, he surpassed me. The only thing that I'll say that makes it inconsistent is definitely Jiren. The statement about Jiren being, you know, stronger than his god of destruction and being stronger than a god of destruction. That is where it became really confusing. Because before that, it was just people's speculations, fans' speculations. It was nothing concrete that proved that, you know, Beerus got surpassed by these characters. Like I stated multiple times, if that was to happen, there's no way in hell Toriyama wrote the end of Battle Gods the way it is and mentioned it multiple times throughout the story and stuff through the manga and the anime. To have like somebody like Goku or Vegeta surpass him and not have him have a you know, a rematch against him. So if Goku does surpass him at some point, we will know that he surpassed Beerus, because they're not just going to be hiding it and stuff and then just say, oh, he magically actually surpassed him. They're going to have them both fight, and the moment they have the rematch, that's when we know that Goku's gonna be winning and has finally surpassed Beerus. And since we haven't seen a rematch, just showcases to me that no, it isn't there. Because why would you set that up just to avoid, just to go over it? I mean, the whole point of the fight and stuff was to showcase when Goku does reach that level of power that he will be challenging him. But if he got it and he didn't, then it doesn't make sense and it's bad writing, because for like Toriyama, he set it up in the future, and to just skip over it, just to be like, oh yeah, we're not gonna put that in, it makes no sense. So yeah, I think that's asinine as an argument to make. But yeah, besides the whole Jiren thing, I would say the rest of the stuff that we've seen throughout Dragon Ball Super hasn't proven that Goku has surpassed Beerus, because there's nothing that shows it. It's just the statement with Jiren, which one thing I forgot to mention in how I'd fix the Tournament of Power. One thing I should have said was I would have not had that statement where saying Jiren is stronger than a god of destruction, because it's weird to bring a character that's stronger than these guys that are supposed to be on top level, which takes some time to surpass them, right away or super quick. I think it's kind of a dumb thing that they did. So that's one of the things I would like to mention that I should have put in that video, is the fact that I would never have that statement or had any hints of that, because then we can have Beerus still be above Goku and Vegeta and still have them try to reach him, but also make it logical, because now it will seem like a contradiction every time or make no sense. So this way would be the best way to make sense. If they just didn't have that in the story, then guess what? The writing would have been the writing on Beerus' stuff. There would have been no argument there.
Is insane. Where now he's in the same ballpark or even more than Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and Broly, two of our highest powers so far in this scale. My bet he's higher than them based on what the plot has in store for Beerus. So overall, the strongest character so far in the Dragon Ball Super manga scale in terms of sheer raw power. Obviously the hierarchy, which include the Grand Priest and Whis, but not including Merus. Below Whis would be either Beerus or Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, with Broly close to, then the raw untrained power of Oob, and then finally Goku. If you agree or disagree, let me know your thoughts below on the...
I don't agree with the Oob thing, the raw untrained thing. You can't take just a moment where he transfers energy as this showcases that he's that level of power. Like I said, when they transfer over powers and stuff, like energy and stuff, it isn't really consistent. It isn't as logical as or reasonable as, oh, the amount of energy they give is equivalent to the amount of energy that they have in their body. Because when they transfer it over, the calculations are more like complex. And the reason why Toriyama did that to the writing is simply so it isn't, consistent or easy. That's why they got rid of the, power level system. Because for Toriyama, he wants, for one, it's hard for him to stay consistent with the scalings and stuff, so he doesn't want to make anything too literal, and two, it would make it too obvious. So also, I don't agree with the Oob thing until he has shown something that's on that level. Like if we see him fighting and he shows abilities to that level or feats to that level, then I would agree. But I think that he's taking over exaggerating and taking one scene or one instance throughout the manga out of portion by saying he's stronger than Goku. It's ridiculous to state that he's stronger than Moro, stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku, and stronger than Merus' Angel Amp, without just a portion of his energy. That's just stupid. I'm sorry, but there's no way I'm taking it. I get it. He's looking at the narrative point of, I'm gonna ignore any stupid writing of the inconsistency of the story, but I also don't think it would be the story's fault. I just think that he doesn't understand that the energy transfer in Dragon Ball has always been very inconsistent, and it doesn't literally mean the amount of power that they're sending off. I think he has the wrong thought process when it comes to that. So yeah.
The Moro arc, but this is how I've gauged them in this power scale, and even if you have different answers, that's cool. I've remained consistent to my own power scaling principles throughout and tried to explain everything along the way without just claiming a number. At the end of the day, this is all just for fun. The narrative tells us one thing, but power creeps tell us something else. Power creeps are real in Dragon Ball, but if you want to just focus on the story, then you can, and if you want to enjoy it a lot, it's probably best to ignore the power creeps. Oh hey, I just want to give one more honourable mention to the returning Merus at the end of the arc, a Merus without angel abilities. Nothing was said about him being stripped about his combat powers, just his angel abilities. But we know how strong Merus is without angel abilities, so he should be an insane player when it comes to the Galactic Patrol, that being 400 undecillion in power. So hit the like button if you've enjoyed this Moro arc. We will continue the journey into the Granola arc and beyond next time, so be sure to stick around on the channel and subscribe. I thank you so much for your time and support.
So that was the end of Saiyan Scholar's Ultra Instinct is Awful video, which is part 3 of Moro arc, which he finished that. He did mention he's going to go into the Gronal arc, so I will be waiting for that. When those drop out, those videos, I'll be watching it. Most likely, at the very least, he would drop out 2 parts of that one, probably a 3rd part, but I don't see just one. So I will have a couple more videos, but he says further beyond that. I don't know what he means by that. Does he mean you know, the movie? Because there's no other thing besides that arc, besides the Dragon Ball Heroes movie. But if he's going by manga only, sorry for that, there's a car there, but if we're going by the manga only, I don't remember there being a manga for the Dragon Ball Heroes, Dragon Ball Superhero film, so I don't know about that. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be coming closer to the end. Luckily for us as Dragon Ball fans, we are going to get a lot more content from the Dragon Ball side. For one, I think the manga is going to be starting back up soon at some point. I don't know when. 2, next year we should be getting 2 animes of Dragon Ball. One is, I think, some promotional type of thing, and the other one is the Dragon Ball Super anime should be coming back. From what I heard, it might be coming back early next year, which is going to be good, especially for me as a YouTuber. I'm going to have so much, content right there. But yeah, I can't wait. Once we bring out all this stuff, I can't wait to react to it, have all these discussion videos, make videos on it, talk about it, because I do want to see the direction they're going in. One thing I'm really waiting for to see what direction they go into is how they handle Beerus, or not handle Beerus, but whenever they're gonna have Goku surpass Beerus and have that fight, because I want to see that happen, and I want to see the direction they're gonna go with Beerus's character and Goku and Vegeta and their powers. But yeah. That's it for this video. Once again, I just want to ask you guys, give me any suggestions for any ideas for like topics of videos you want me to discuss, or any videos YouTube videos, or like channels you want me to react to. I will definitely do that, because I just want to make the best content for you guys. So whatever you guys want, I'll definitely do it. Just give me the suggestion down below in the comment section. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.